a patient, a person who is 50 years old, insurance, the job of the person is insurance broker. But the scenario why the person has visited the doctor in order to get a medical certificate to apply for a vacation. Because the organization demands a medical certificate only based on medical issues. As of now, only the medical leave could have been claimed by the person. So medical certificate, it is mandatory, but the ultimate reason for the person is to go for a vacation due to the stressful situation the person is facing because of the recent divorce. You, as a doctor, you have to make the person realize that a fake certificate cannot be provided from your side, and also you have to give some suggestions and advice. Rather taking a fake certificate, directly go and speak to your boss and to your organization and management. What is your current situation? Why do you plan for a vacation? Rather providing a fake certificate in the name of providing a medical certificate in the name of sick leave, it is not advisable, and you be firm that you are not a person who is giving fake medical certificate. And when the person again insists on, then you could realize that as of now the person needs a kind of counseling. So you could recommend for a psychologist, but the person is offended, and how in what way the person is reacting. This is the scenario we are going to discuss over here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you could start your conversation.
Hello, hello. I'm your Dr. Rachna. Hello, I'm Dr. Rachna assisting you today. Can I confirm your name and age, please?
Well, good morning, Dr. Rachna. My name is Rita. I'm 50 years old, and I'm working as an insurance broker. And hopefully, the reason why did I come to you is to get a medical certificate because I'm planning for a short vacation in order to come out of my stressful moments. So, doctor, could you provide me a medical certificate for a couple of weeks?
Hello, Rita. Before answering your questions regarding the medical certificate, I'd like to know the reason why you want a medical certificate.
I told, right, because I feel a stressful moment. Well, I just narrate my recent mental trauma that 10 days ago I have got a divorce from my spouse. It was a very traumatic and hateful life that we were living for a period of 5 years. I feel really relieved that I got the divorce, but it is something I find it really difficult to come out of the traumatic and psychological experience that I had. So that's the reason I want to get out of sight from known people for a couple of weeks. A short vacation I'm planning with my friends and known people. So for that I need to apply for a holiday. As of now, I could utilize only my medical leave. So a medical certificate from a reputed doctor is mandatory. That's the reason I visited you, doctor.
So Rita, this is something very depressing. Really sorry about it regarding a personal life. But I just want to make it clear that issuing a medical certificate for a holiday purpose is completely misleading towards my professional conduct. I'd like to tell you that as you are suffering from a little heartbreak and you just want to be a little stress-free from the events that have been happening, I can suggest you to a counselor who can actually help you with dealing from a stressful vacation. She can actually help you go on to help you, go on how to lead your path. I think that can be a little helpful thing which I can provide you from my side, as issuing a letter which is completely a misconduct on issuing a negative review towards my own practice.
I agree with you, doctor, but to be frank, most of the people are providing only fake leave certificate in order to get their work done. Because according to the organization where we work, we have, medical leave that you could utilize, and there are, yearly, annual leave. These are the things. So like this certain. So as all other things has got, evaporate that I have already utilized. As of now, only my medical leave is available for a couple of weeks. And moreover, it's crucial that you have to understand my situation. So I need to refresh, regenerate, and get back to my normal activities. So only this vacation could be helpful to me, because almost 10 days I tried my best to come out of the divorce, and what kind of mental traumas that I have faced. I feel it really difficult, and moreover, people in the organization, my colleagues, they're always asking about again and again. So this is something I'm desperate to go for a break. And I believe that a lot of doctors are issuing medical certificates without questioning anything. And what bothers you, I don't understand. And why don't you provide this certificate to me? In what way it is going to, harm, or is it anything against your principles and ethics? Do you say?
Right, Rita. So before answering your questions, I'd like to tell you that you want a medical certificate to just show your boss that you have been suffering from a medical condition. If your boss is someone who's ready to have a background check, or even if he's kind enough to for a leave approval, I cannot provide you any medical certificate, as it is a complete misconduct. Yes, I've heard this lately, that doctors have been providing misconduct, but as a doctor, I am, from my own ethics and the studies I have learned and the professionalism I have towards my profession, I cannot issue any medical certificate. Instead, we can actually, solve this as a different matter. Like I can actually suggest you to a good psychiatrist. She can actually help you cope up with your mental stress for a week. And then if she really thinks that you have been suffering from a really stressful condition, she can completely give you a medical certificate like as you wish. And as vice versa, even if she thinks that you have been doing okay, we can talk to the psychiatrist and your boss regarding this, and can offer you a 2 to 3 days week off, as we can help you go out for regenerating activities and help you get better through daily activities. So this can actually make you feel better. Like the question you asked me, saying what problems it can lead me, I'd like to answer that by saying, so me issuing a certificate, a fake certificate, if this comes to a notice of any higher official, or even if it doesn't, this can completely cancel my own doctor license, which I have been worked hard towards it. And even though if it doesn't or does inform my senior authorities, as a doctor in a community of people whom I want to treat, I do not provide any other certificate like this. If you are suffering from a health condition in which I feel that you need a time for a peaceful off, I can actually think about it then. But right now, I cannot
Well,
provide you
doctor,
any.
sorry to interrupt. I think it is my waste of time to approach you for a certificate. If it is against your medical ethics and principles, yes, you keep it with you. I think a lot of people are there who can provide me the certificate. And moreover, I don't agree with your point that how could you say that I have to go for a psychologist. And of course, I agree that I'm experiencing a stressful moment, and it doesn't mean that I need a I have a psychological or mental problem which could be handled by a psychologist or psychiatrist. If you could give a certificate, please you give. Otherwise, you just leave it. I could know how to get my certificate. And as you say that I have to meet a psychologist, I thoroughly disagree with you. It's not that you say that you are looking at me as a person who is having mental issues. It is not. You are not understanding from a person's individual perspective. Because the divorce is not something which is a cakewalk for any person. And so to come out of that mood, I need vacation. And for that, and I'm also not an unethical person who can go for fake certificates. I'm not requesting you to give any fake certificate. It's just because my boss told that only I could utilize the medical leave. So for that, I need to provide medical certificate. That's all. So that's the reason I have approached you, doctor. And I'm also not an unethical person. Without understanding my real situation, you have hurt me, and I'm not for the psychologist or the psychiatrist to meet. Thank you so much. I think it's my waste of time. I could try in other places. Thank you.
Rita, before you leaving from the clinic, I just like to tell you one thing. I totally understand a personal perspective, as I have faced a similar situation in my own personal life. So I just want to clear one thing with you. It is completely your choice that you go to another doctor or not. All I want to tell you is that me suggesting you towards a psychologist or a psychiatrist doesn't mean you suffer from any disease. I just want to break the taboo in your head, saying that a psychologist is not someone who treats you for your mental problems, but he is someone who can help and guide you to make you a better person and can help you lead a happier life.
Yes, so doctor, I do agree that I'm also a learned person. I'm not a lay person. I do know that why do we have to take the counseling from a psychologist or a psychiatrist? Obviously, I have a lot of idea on this. But as of now, this particular suggestion with regard to my current scenario, it's not going to help me. That's my concern. Anyhow, I really thank you so much for your suggestion, but I'm not for it. You have disappointed me. Anyhow, thank you. I just try my luck in other places. Thank you.
You're welcome, Rita.
Yeah. So when the patient says a little stressfully, and because you have to understand here, whatever you say, the person will not listen. The person has it is a kind of stigma in the mind of the person that only if because it is quite natural, Rachna. Actually, a person who is suffering from these kind of personal issues, always we feel that when we have a small what do you call the irritation, okay, something that irritates, that could kind of every day for each and everything we get irritated, and if it gets accumulated, that could lead to a kind of tension, and that a lot of tension accumulated into stress. Okay, and stress, too much of stress will develop into depression. A person has gone to the depressed level. It is quite difficult to bring back that person to a normal life, and the next step is automatically the mental disorder. Okay, so when the person says that I'm leading a stressful life and the divorce is something, it is I could not digest. I need to be away from my colleagues, known people, and I want to spend my time 1 or 2 weeks away from these people, away from this stress and tension, and to refresh and regenerate with my close friends. That could really help me. That is the only solution as of now. When the person says, you have to appreciate, you have to say that, yes, I really appreciate. Because if I have to put myself in your shoes, definitely, even I feel the same. Anybody who has got stress, they just want to go away from that place for time being. Okay, but here, what is the suggestion that you have to say when you are bringing the psychologist or psychiatrist problem, issue? What you could say, because after 1 or 2 weeks, definitely you have to come and work in the same organization, you have to meet the same boss, and you have to live with the same set of people. You cannot change the people, you cannot change the society and the environment. But one way or other, after 2 weeks of your vacation, you have to meet the same people. So I can give you a piece of suggestion advice. If you don't mind, you can go for a psychologist. Psychologist is a person who could sit and listen to all your problems, and that person will give you a kind of counseling. So I'm not saying that you can go for psychiatrist. Psychologist, that person will listen, and it is a kind of counseling. The person will listen to all your problems. They spend more time to analyze and how to cope up with that. So it is counseling is as of now mandatory. After taking 1 or 2 sessions of counseling, then you decide. By the time you feel no, yes, you have to go for a vacation. That is the only way which could help you to to come out of this traumatic experience. Then also, what I could say, directly speak to your management or boss rather providing a fake certificate, because medical certificate has its own cliches. It has its own genuine values. A person who is suffering from any kind of medical issues, because of that only you have to provide the medical certificate in order to take rest. So that's my concern. So that way, diplomatically, you have to bring your